Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths, have you seen their outbursts? These narcissists that are involved in your life, these irritability issues that they have, these outbursts that they have. Contrary to common belief, narcissists actually have fragile egos, right? It's often kind of portrayed in the narcissistic community that these narcissists are full of themselves, nothing can get to them, but they are very, very fragile, very, very fragile individuals. And the thing is if you take this at the surface level, you won't believe they're so sensitive, right? But dealing with this type of behavior can actually take a toll on the victim of abuse, right? Because you can be there one day, everything's fine, you're having a good time, or you're having a good day or a good evening or whatever, right? And this irritable creature emerges. They're just irritable. They're so sensitive. And it's actually because they're so sensitive why they're so irritable. So it goes hand in hand. But they'll start, having these outbursts. And you'll be like, oh, chill out. Like, you'll be trying to calm them down and ease them as the empath does, trying to ease them and make them feel calm. And this is all before you realize they're narcissists, right? You'll most likely be trying to ease them. For those of you that are aware they're narcissists, you're probably like, oh, just get on with it, you know what I'm saying? But when you don't realize they're a narcissist, right, you generally try to make them feel better. And this poses a real challenge and a problem for victims of abuse, because, dealing with their irrational, irritable behavior, these outbursts they have, it's quite challenging, to say the least, and it's not till you look back after you're like, oh my God, and you start to connect the dots, and you start to see that this individual had this real streak of irritability and sensitivity deep within them. But the reasons why they're so sensitive comes down to them being fragile, Also, they get narcissistic injuries for a myriad of reasons, some of the most, unreasonable reasons, they get these narcissistic injuries that provoke them and make them start having these outbursts, right? I don't even want to compare them to a child and say it's childish or something like that, because even children don't do this, but these are grown adults, and they have these, it's unbelievable being around it, being around these sensitive, they're sensitive people, very, very sensitive people, and being around them, you don't realize what's happening. You actually don't realize what's happening. The empath and the chosen one will literally try their utmost to make them feel better, to make them feel at ease. And, it's very daunting, to be around a narcissist, right, in your life. It's quite cringy. It's quite cringy. Like, it makes you feel all weird inside yourself, like, they'll do this outburst or this irritable behavior, right? And it's coming from a place of them being so sensitive and so fragile, right? It's coming from a place of them being so fragile. And the thing is it could be something that you said all 2 weeks ago to them. And on this given day, when you're having a good day or you're having a nice time, they let this out. So it's almost like they keep this pent up in them, right? They keep this pent up in them. you know, and they don't let it out, you know, and the whole time they've been feeling irritable about it, suffering from irritability issues, and then all of a sudden they verbally lash out, you know, or, you know, start acting irritable or having some outburst, you know. But it's absolutely crazy, you know. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Just like this video is showing up for you, help it show up for someone else in the community that it may help. Thank you so much. But, you know, them being sensitive really fundamentally comes down to their inability to express and not be transparent. You know, them not being able to express and be transparent and open and honest, you know, it causes them to lash out. It causes them to be irritable. And, you know, they're not being irritable and lashing out for no reason. That's what's often misunderstood. They're not doing this for no reason. They're feeling this coursing through their veins. You know, you could be in bed one day, you know, and the narcissist just lashes out, you know, and it's like, God damn, you know, God damn. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. You see, chosen ones and empaths as well can have anger issues and irritability issues and things like that. But this is to a different level. This is outlandish. This is weird. You know, it actually makes you cringe. When you look back in retrospect and you start to see the traits of this behavior that exist within the narcissist, right? It's all down to their inability to express, you know, and it causes them real serious irritability issues, verbally lashing out at you. They're so sensitive. They're so sensitive. Maybe they just need a hug or something. I don't know. Like they need some serious help. You know, don't hug them. I'm joking, but I'm saying, like, they're seriously they're seriously messed up. You know, honestly. Oh God, like they're just unbelievable creatures. They're just so weird, you know. They're just so weird, you know. And it's always portrayed that, oh, the empath is the sensitive one. Oh, the empath is sensitive. Oh, the empath is fragile, you know. And they actually have us empaths going around in the world thinking, oh yeah, we're highly sensitive people. Or, you know, there's things called HSPs and stuff. I'm not that well versed on it, but they say like highly sensitive people. But there's a difference, right? Like empaths and chosen ones are highly sensitive to like energy and frequencies and the spiritual side of this realm that we live in, right? That's what you're picking up on. You're picking up on other people's energy, and that's why you're sensitive, right? So you might get an influx of emotions, or, you know, from being in large crowds, or from being in a certain place or around certain people. But, you know, you could be having a really great time, or what you think was a great time, you know, with this narcissist in your life. You know, you're thinking you're having a nice evening or a nice day, and they just do something out of nowhere, you know. They just do some bizarre behavior, you know, and they're just really, they're irritable. They verbally lash out. They're so sensitive, and it all comes down to them not being able to express, you know. It all comes down to them not being so able to express, them having narcissistic injuries inflicted on them for some stupid reasons, you know. If they brought this to your attention and was transparent and honest and true, you'd ease them. You would ease the narcissist. But they don't bring it to your attention. They just have some outburst. Or they just... they're not, seriously. They just have some outburst or something like that. And it's like, oh God. You know, this is why, you know, to sum it up, right, you don't need to worry about where they're going. They're gonna go into a new relationship. They're still gonna have these outbursts, these irritability issues. You know, they're still gonna be very sensitive, right? They're gonna be at work, and someone's gonna give them a narcissistic injury, and they're gonna be all irritable and lash out and verbally lash out, and someone in their family is gonna do something that they're a headache. They are a real headache, you know. So honestly, if any of you have got them out of your lives now, you know, you need to count your blessings, because they honestly, you know, holidays, for example, you could be on a holiday, a great holiday with them, and they'll just do this weird, deranged behavior. You know, you could be, you know, having breakfast, and they wake up and they do this weird deranged behavior, and they have an outburst, and it's like, it's only when you're caught in the bind, right? And that's the problem that victims of narcissistic abuse face, right? Is when you look at this at surface level, like, so you're taking like, oh you're upset, let me make something better for you, right? Like, and they're not even telling you the exact reason why they're pissed off or upset or irritable, or, you know what I'm saying? They're not being transparent. And that's what poses the real issue, you know? So they've got some seriously messed up, deranged way of thinking, you know? And, you know, if you take this at surface level, you won't really grasp it, you know? They're very fragile, they're very sensitive, they're very irritable, you know, and it really shows itself. They really show themselves on this thing, and it's out of nowhere. It's out of nowhere. They do these on given days. You're just gonna think back and you're gonna be like, Zion, yeah, you're right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Things could be going good, then they do some weirdness, some outlandish, you know, outburst, some irritable behavior. And it's like, oh, it's so draining, you know, being involved with that, because, like, the empath and the chosen one, you know, tries to fix the problem. You know, the empath and the chosen one really tries with their whole heart, like, to help them, make them feel better, because you don't realize they're a narcissist yet. And it's like, it's a waste of energy, it's a waste of time, because it's just going to be to the next time that they have another outburst or some irritable behavior. You know, they don't change their ways of being, you know, they don't change their ways of being. So anyway, I'd love to hear your experiences about how you may have dealt with some outbursts, you know, some of the weird narcissistic injuries that you inflicted on them, some of their irritable behavior. You know, it might give me a few laughs, you know. I'd love to hear about it. So please leave some comments in the comment section. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you don't have to, but if you'd like to donate to the channel or contribute to the channel, you always can with the link in the description box below. But there's something I want to touch on before I draw the video to a close. I've launched a new free community forum on the membership website. It's open for everyone to use to build, expand, and connect with fellow survivors. I'm looking at the longevity of the forum, as I should have created one when I first launched the membership site. I'm also running one-to-one sessions. If you want tailor-made advice and me to shed some light on your issues, you can always reach out. The Empaths group meeting is coming up on the 28th, and there is a new WhatsApp and Telegram group for survivors to stay in touch. Lastly, if you want crisis email support and a plan of action, the links for all I've mentioned are in the description box below. And there's a video that I think will be very beneficial for you to check out. It will help, you know, bring you some clarity, and, you know, it will give you some ideas about how to try and get under the skin. And the video is called How to Get Under the Narcissist, How to Get Under the Skin of the Narcissist that Casted You Aside. This will desperately make them want you back. So anyway, the video should come up here now. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.